Hi guys, Trent here, MtG Grinders. I hope everybody's doing well. Currently it's Sunday. I've just finished work on a Sunday morning. So I've been pretty busy. It's been a hell of a few weeks between trying to prepare for the Grand Prix Melbourne, which was a couple of weeks ago now. Travelling all over Victoria to compensate the amount of work that I've taken on lately, and yeah, it's been pretty flat out. I think the Magic world's been pretty flat out as well. I've been trying to keep involved with it as much as I can, and some pretty cool Shadows Over Innistrad kind of gear going on. Obviously the Melbourne GP was a pretty big event, and a lot of people put a lot of time and effort into that. But I was gonna have a chat today about something that is pretty near and dear to, I think, well, maybe not just my heart, but more or less the success, the individual success and failure, I suppose, of people in the Magic community. And I suppose it comes back to everyday life as well, in pretty much every single way. It's just simply respect, and just how it is a role player in people's Magic careers, or maybe not even their careers, just when it comes to playing Magic, and the effect that having or not having respect for people or in and around you affects them. And that can mean that means anything from those that you decide to surround yourself with, so those, family, friends, local community members that play Magic the Gathering, or just local community members that work with you. Respect is pretty much mandatory if you want to succeed at anything in life. And I suppose, the reason that I bring it up today is just because over the last couple of weeks I've noticed, and I suppose at the GP as well, I noticed just probably a little bit too much of a hit of like toxic Magic gameplay, and just a lot of negative kind of, well, not a lot is a pretty heavy term, but a bit of negativity, too much negativity, not enough respect between people playing Magic. I mean, it kind of comes back to, like I said before, it's very mandatory in everyday life, and it's mandatory that you're respectful to your fellow man, to your opponent in Magic. So why do people feel like they need to be disrespectful, or not even disrespectful, but why do people think that they need to skip showing respect or not have respect for people? Is it because people believe that they have enough experience and enough prowess when it comes to playing Magic that the person that's sitting opposite them isn't as good as them, and therefore they don't need to show them the same level of respect as they would, say, somebody that is of arguably comparable or better Magic playing ability? Is that a reason? It's probably a reason. I mean, is it a good reason? No. Is there a good reason? No. I mean, I try, and me as a player, and I suppose as a person, I hold respect higher than pretty much any other thing in my life. Respect goes a long way with me, and I believe it to be true for everybody. It should. There's no reason why it shouldn't. And so by that token, everybody should be treated with the same respect. It doesn't matter if it's a kid that rocks up for a Friday night Magic with his first time, and his father's, standing behind him and he's learning how to play the game, and you're explaining things to him, or it's Yuya Watanabe, or some professional platinum level pro that has done it all his entire life, and of course you're going to respect him because he demands the respect. But it shouldn't be any different. So why, it's not a reason. Why are people doing this? Another one is being being beaten by the percentages, or being beaten, just losing in Magic. It's going to happen, you know. You can't win at everything in life, and Magic, nobody has a 100% win record when it comes to Magic. You can't win every game. It doesn't matter how favourable your matchup is. It doesn't matter how much a better player it is. You are going to lose games of Magic. You are. And to quote Leonardo DiCaprio from The Wolf of Wall Street, there's a part in the film where he says, people don't judge me on my winners. People judge me on my losers. And that rings pretty true, to be honest, for me. I mean, a lot of people that I respect and surround myself with and try and have good tidings with are all pretty modest people. They're also, the majority of them are also pretty good at Magic. Most of them are pretty better than me. But they're always very humble when they win. They're very modest. They don't, you know, they're not complacent, or they don't make themselves look, what's the word? Superior. They treat everybody with, like I said before, the same base level of respect. And it's even better watching people when they lose and being able to turn around with a smile on their face and not be toxic and not be negative, not be disrespectful. You know, there are ways in which you can say, man, what a beating, you know, like you're in a very tight match of seals, and you draw your bomb, your mythic bomb, the turn before your opponent draws the removal, the hand disruption spell to get it out of the way, and you win because, you know, they were returned too late, or just because you won the dice roll. These are all good reasons as to why somebody can get salty and say some kind of negative or just disheartening things. But there's no reason to say that kind of thing. And even if you want to say that kind of thing, there's no reason that you have to say it in a way that's going to put a bad spin on it. Like, instead of saying, man, like, what the hell was that? Like, yeah, righto, okay, sure, whatever, good game, I guess. Like, you know, just like, that was a good top deck, or that was a beating. You know, something that, if you want to give rise to something that could potentially, has a high potential to be toxic or negative or just be disrespectful, there's certainly ways that you can go about it, and that people should learn to go about saying certain things. Like, oh, I should have killed you. You know, oh man, I'm such a bad player, and taking away the fact that, you know, okay, yeah, you lost the game, your opponent lost the game, but they're kind of throwing it in your opponent's face, and they don't need to hear that. Most of them that are on a pretty decent level already understand that, hey, you made a misplay, and yes, you lost the game, and it's very hard to say anything about that from being on the other end of it. And I think a lot of people need to learn how to be more respectful when they're losing, or when they lose. No, like I said before, nobody likes losing, and there's always a reason, there's always a story as to how somebody lost the game of Magic. And that's fine, that's how Magic is. I mean, I've played for long enough now to understand. I mean, I've had my fair share of bad beat stories, and I hear a hell of a lot of them, because guess what? In a game of Magic, there's always a loser. But it's, to me, it's how you lose the game. You know, if you lose fair and square, you lose fair and square. If you lose, you know, not fair and square, and that's, you know, it's kind of like a knife to the kidneys a little bit, but you still have to be respectful. You still have to show the same amount of, like, grace isn't the term, but just respect and modesty towards your opponent. Be them better, worse, younger, older. Another thing that I've really noticed, people don't pull other people up on it. I suppose I'll use myself again as another example, is when I do see people being disrespectful, or something happens, something goes wrong, or there is a way into which something could have been said better or something has to happen, I'll step in. I'll say, look, be respectful. Don't be disrespectful. Not too long ago, I watched a game of Magic where one of my close friends kept a rather risky hand on a mulligan, and he didn't draw another land for a game, and he got crushed. And it was game 3, and there was a bit at stake, and it was hard to watch, but I felt like he dealt with it rather poorly, because he conceded the match, and he piled his cards, and he put his cards away and signed the slip. And I said to him, look, hey, shake your opponent's hand. He looked at me. I said, come on, be respectful. And his response was, I'm just cooling down. Yep, okay, sure. And he shook his opponent's hand and got up, and we had a conversation about it a little bit later. And he felt generally bad about it after he'd lost. I mean, yes, it was bad beats. It wasn't like he had a good game of Magic. He didn't, but he still handled his loss a bit poorly, or pretty poorly, I thought. And I just want to push the fact that you, as people, as a Magic player, belong to obviously communities within either your regional towns or your cities or your stores, even your own families. And it's your job, it's your requirement to make sure that respect is maintained and upheld in each individual community. Don't let people walk all over other people with negative comments and take the fun away from Magic. That's just not what Magic is about. If everybody that I'm probably talking to has everything to do with Magic. Magic is a part of everybody's life. So why would you let anybody try and take anything that is so good that Magic instills in people away from others or yourself? That's just not what Magic is made for. Competitively, non-competitively, it's just not where Magic's supposed to be. Like, Magic's everything to some people. Like, and to those people, it means a lot more. There's a lot of people across Victoria, even across Australia, that I've met that Magic means a hell of a lot to, and it's kind of hard to note or to realise that the people that it means so much to do so little when it comes to what's the word? Kind of weed out or monitor when somebody's being disrespectful. Generally, you see when somebody's being disrespectful or somebody's not being a good advocate of the game, they just they go back and they talk to their group of friends and go, oh, that guy's a jerk. Man, he was such a jerk. Like, I crushed him and he was just super salty and it was just disrespectful. It doesn't do any good. It just doesn't. And so I guess I'm saying that it's not even that. Like, it's that black and white. It's that simple. And it's not even the fact that it comes back to you as well. I mean, if you are a part of if you put on a shirt that says I'm from X and X, or I support this, or you have a logo or something like that, that comes with a statement, that comes with a stamp that says that you have to be respectful because you are a part of something greater. You're a part of a team. You have team members, you have other people, and other people, they're involved with you. They're your team members. So you all have the duty of care to have a good level of respect, because if I rock up to a PPTQ or a GP or something and I have say my MtG Grinders representative shirt on, and I just get super salty and I get super angry, or I just not myself and decide to do something very stupid or something negative or derogative, what's that person gonna do? They're gonna walk away. They're gonna talk to other people like, oh, that MTG grinder's like, that guy, he's a jerk. Like, I don't understand how people could have him on the team. And that reflects very poorly of those around you. And that's another thing that people have to be very mindful of, is that your actions affect those around you. I mean, I don't want my friends to sit down, or my family or my team, or even mostly myself, but as a side note, I don't want people to think I'm a jerk, and therefore somebody who decides to have a conversation or have a friendship with me, sit down against somebody who I've played against and go, well, you must be an idiot as well, because your mate was an idiot to me 2 months ago, or disrespectful, you know. And that's something that people need to be mindful of as well. It's just, yeah, people just need to be a little bit more respectful, or at least just be more aware that respect plays such a vital part in Magic communities around Victoria. I mean, to succeed in life, you need to be respectful, and you need to be respected. But if you don't give respect, how can you expect to receive it? It's as simple as that. And that applies tenfold to Magic. How do you expect to be successful at Magic and have a good rapport with those that actually matter in the Magic communities that are successful, or the people that are successful at Magic, if you don't respect them, if you don't show respect? It's just a very simple thing. It's a very simple thing to understand. So I guess what I'm just trying to say is people just need to try and monitor a little bit more and be more respectful towards everybody in the Magic community. Magic's a wonderful thing, and people shouldn't be doing anything that takes anything away from what Magic is. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. I probably stumbled a few times and just reiterated the same thing 50 times, but I guess it warrants it because it's such a big part of what Magic is. So yeah, just be more respectful. Trent Clarke, MtG Grinders. Thanks, guys.